Contact under fire. The emergency alert pierced through the calm of Deep Space Station Aegis at 300 Earth Standard Time. Captain Sarah Chen was halfway through her coffee when the quantum sensors detected the anomalies. 17 vessels of unknown configuration tumbling through the void, their energy signatures fluctuating wildly. They weren't decelerating. At their current trajectory, they'd burn up in Jupiter's atmosphere in less than 6 hours. Multiple hull breaches detected in the incoming vessels. Lieutenant Rodriguez reported from his sensor station. Their power cores are critically unstable. Ma'am, I'm reading over 30,000 life signs aboard. Chen set down her coffee, the steaming liquid forgotten. 30,000 lives. The first confirmed extraterrestrial contact in human history. And they were about to witness a massacre. Sound General Quarters. Get me a direct line to UNDF Command and begin calculating emergency deceleration vectors. We're not watching 30,000 people die on our doorstep. As klaxons blared throughout the station, Chen studied the sensor readouts. The vessel's design was organic, almost crystalline, with massive sections of their hull simply missing. Whatever had attacked them had done so with terrifying precision. Captain, Communications Officer Park's voice was tense. We're receiving a transmission. Well, you need to hear this. A sound filled the command center, not words, but a symphony of harmonics and subsonic vibrations that somehow conveyed meaning directly into Chen's mind. Sanctuary. Mercy. The Devourers come. Second wave of contacts detected. Rodriguez's voice cracked. Much larger signature. Configuration is biomechanical. Their weapon systems are hot. The tactical display showed them clearly. A swarm of vessels that moved like a school of predatory fish, their hulls a disturbing fusion of living tissue and machine. They were pursuing the refugees, and they weren't broadcasting any signals at all. Chen didn't hesitate. Launch all defensive squadrons. Alert the Jupiter Defense Fleet. Send emergency activation codes to the Mars and Earth Defense Forces. She opened a channel to the refugee fleet. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Nations Defense Force. We hear your call for sanctuary. Deceleration vectors are being transmitted to your navigational systems. Accept them immediately. The pursuing fleet accelerated, their weapons charging. They clearly intended to destroy their prey before they could reach safety. Chen watched as the first of her squadrons moved to intercept. The nimble Archer-class corvettes looked like toys compared to the alien vessels, but they carried the latest in human military technology. All ships, this is Chen. Standard Containment Formation Delta. These people came to us for help. Show these pursuers why humanity takes that responsibility seriously. The refugee ships were beginning to slow, their failing engines struggling to match the deceleration vectors. Behind them, the first shots were fired. Strange, organic-looking projectiles that seemed to writhe through space. The human ships didn't try to dodge. Their point defense systems activated, filling space with a wall of interceptor fire, while their armor absorbed what got through. They're targeting the refugees' engines, Rodriguez reported, trying to prevent their deceleration. Not happening, Chen growled. All ships, close the gap. Get between those predators and their prey. Show them what Earth-built armor can handle. The human vessels moved with precision, their formations creating an overlapping shield of titanium alloy armor and defensive fire. The pursuing fleet's weapons were devastating, designed to bypass advanced energy shields and quantum barriers. But they hadn't been designed to deal with simple, brutally effective armor plating forged in the depths of Earth's gravity well. Ma'am, the Jupiter Defense Fleet is 8 minutes out. Earth and Mars forces are spinning up their drives. Chen nodded, watching as her ships took hit after hit but refused to break formation. Hold the line. We just need to buy them time. The refugee vessels were finally beginning to stabilize, their deceleration bringing them into a safer trajectory. But their pursuers were growing more aggressive, their attacks increasingly frenzied as their prey neared safety. Multiple impacts. The Dauntless has taken heavy damage but maintaining position. Exeter reports their primary systems are failing but switching to backups. No casualties. That was the advantage of human ships. When the advanced technology failed, there were always backup systems. Mechanical, chemical, sometimes even steam-powered. Not elegant, but reliable. Unstoppable. The Jupiter Defense Fleet arrived like a hammer blow, their massive dreadnoughts unleashing salvos of magnetically accelerated projectiles. The pursuing fleet, faced with weapons they couldn't easily counter and armor they couldn't easily breach, began to withdraw. Hours later, as the refugee ships were being carefully guided into stable orbits around Jupiter's moons, Chen received another transmission. This time, the harmonic language was accompanied by crude machine translation. You are protected Deathworld species. Your vessels, primitive but strong. Your people, unafraid of void predators. We did not know such beings existed. Chen smiled. We're just people who believe in helping others. Welcome to the Sol system. Let's get your people somewhere safe, and then you can tell us what we're up against. The response held a note of wonder. The devourers have never failed to consume their prey. Until today. Perhaps the legends of Deathworld species were not warnings, but prophecies. You were meant to be here, at this moment, to become our shield. As Chen coordinated the massive rescue operation, she reflected on those words. Humanity had always wondered what their role in a larger galactic community might be. Now they knew. They would be protectors, guardians against the darkness. Not because they were the most advanced, but because their very nature made them perfect for the role. The first contact between humanity and alien life wasn't a diplomatic meeting or a peaceful exchange of knowledge. It was an act of protection, a moment when humanity proved that being born on a death world hadn't made them cruel. It had made them strong enough to defend those who needed defending. Strength through adversity. 2 weeks after the rescue at Jupiter, the United Nations Assembly Hall in New York hosted an unprecedented gathering. Captain Chen stood at attention as Ambassador Lyra of the Galactic Concordat addressed the assembled human leaders. The alien diplomat's crystalline form shifted colors as she spoke, her words translated by the newly calibrated harmonic interpreters. You must understand. Lyra's voice resonated through the chamber. We classified Earth as a forbidden world not out of fear, but out of respect. Your gravity alone would crush most of our species. Your bacterial life would overwhelm our immune systems. Your weather patterns. She paused, her crystalline form flickering with what seemed like amazement. You lived through storms that would shatter our strongest structures. The assembled human leaders exchanged glances. What they had always considered normal was apparently extraordinary to the rest of the galaxy. The Devourers, Lyra continued, emerged from the dark space between galaxies 6 cycles ago. Their biomechanical ships adapt to any weapon we develop. They consume our worlds, transform our people into their drones. But your ships, her colors shifted to a deep blue of reverence. Your vessels survived attacks that would have shattered our strongest shields. Admiral Viktor Petrov of the Russian Space Force leaned forward. Because we build them like we build everything on Earth, to endure. Our ships don't rely on energy shields because we can't afford them to fail. We use armor because it works, backup systems because they're reliable. Precisely. Lyra's form pulsed with excitement. Your evolution on a high-gravity world with extreme conditions has created something the Devourers have never encountered. Beings whose basic nature counters their advantages. Technical diagrams appeared in the air as Lyra explained. The Devourers' weapons were designed to bypass energy shields, but struggled against physical armor. Their biological attacks, devastating to species from gentle worlds, were nothing compared to what human immune systems handled daily. Even their cyber warfare was less effective against human ships, which maintained mechanical backup systems. We've developed a proposal. Chen stepped forward, having worked closely with the refugees. The Concordat has advanced technology we can barely imagine, but they've grown dependent on it. We suggest a joint defense initiative. Combine our approaches, your advanced systems backed by our redundant technology, your precision with our durability. The next hours were filled with detailed planning. Earth would become a fortress world, a safe haven for refugees, and a training ground for a new kind of military force. Human ships would be upgraded with Concordat technology, but maintain their robust Earth-built cores. Most importantly, human crews would begin training alongside alien allies. There's something else. Lyra's colors shifted to a more somber tone. We've detected 3 Devourer fleets converging on the Proxima Centauri colony. Over 2 million civilians, no significant defenses. They'll arrive in less than a month. The room fell silent. Proxima Centauri was the closest star to Earth, though its colony belonged to a species called the Mindari. The message was clear. This would be humanity's first real test as defenders. Admiral Petrov stood. How long would it take to evacuate the colony? Too long. Lyra's colors dimmed, and the Devourers would simply follow. They never stop hunting their chosen prey. Then we don't evacuate. Chen's voice was firm. We defend. Earth has spent centuries preparing for threats we could only imagine. Now we know exactly what we're fighting, and we're not alone anymore. The plan came together quickly. Earth's various space forces would unite under a joint command structure with Concordat advisors. Human ships would form the defensive line while Concordat vessels provided long-range support. Most importantly, they would begin implementing hybrid technology immediately. As the meeting concluded, Lyra approached Chen privately. There's something we haven't told the others yet. The Devourers, they're not just attacking random worlds. They're systematically targeting species they consider threats. Your rescue of our refugees proved Earth's potential. You're now at the top of their list. Chen smiled grimly. Good. Let them come. Earth has spent its entire history being the most dangerous world its inhabitants know. Time to show the galaxy why. In the days that followed, Earth's shipyards worked at unprecedented speed. Concordat crystalline computing systems were integrated into human vessels, while maintaining mechanical backups. Human Marines trained alongside alien specialists, learning to combine their natural resilience with advanced technology. Most importantly, humanity began to understand its new role in the galaxy. They weren't just fighting for themselves anymore. They had become protectors of gentler species, using the very traits that made Earth dangerous to defend those who couldn't defend themselves. As the joint fleet prepared to depart for Proxima Centauri, Chen stood on the observation deck of her upgraded flagship. The vessel now carried Concordat weapon systems and sensors, but beneath the advanced technology beat the heart of an Earth-built warship, tough, reliable, and unrelenting. Captain, her new Concordat advisor, a being of pure energy named Tsar, materialized beside her. The fleet is ready. But I must ask, your people understand the risk. The Devourers will not stop. They will come for Earth. Chen watched as the fleet assembled, human and alien ships moving in formation. That's what they don't understand about us, Tsar. Earth taught us that the most dangerous predator can become the most dedicated protector. We're not just fighting for survival anymore. We're fighting for everyone who needs a shield. The fleet jumped to hyperspace, carrying with it humanity's answer to the galaxy's darkest hour. Not advanced technology or overwhelming force, but the simple, unshakable determination of a species that had evolved on a world that taught them never to give up, never to stop fighting, and never to abandon those who needed protection. Operation Bulwark. The Proxima Centauri system blazed ahead of the joint fleet, its red dwarf star casting a crimson glow across the armada of ships. Captain Chen stood on the bridge of the UNDF Sentinel, watching as tactical displays showed the approaching Devourer forces. They had arrived with 2 days to spare before the enemy fleet. Mindari Colonial Defense Forces are in position. Lieutenant Rodriguez reported from his newly upgraded station, Concordat crystals interfacing with Earth technology. 2 million civilians in the underground shelters. The colony's automated defenses are online. Chen nodded, studying the holographic display where Admiral Petrov's strategy was already in motion. The human ships formed a layered defensive sphere around the colony, their thick armor and redundant systems ready to absorb punishment. Behind them, Concordat vessels prepared their long-range weapons, their advanced targeting systems linked to human gunners. Remember, Chen addressed the combined fleet, we're not just defending a colony today. We're showing the galaxy that the Devourers can be stopped. That being from a death world means we protect life, not take it. The enemy arrived like a storm of living metal, biomechanical ships, moving with unsettling organic grace. Their initial scans washed over the defensive fleet, and Chen could almost feel their confusion. These weren't the fragile energy shield-dependent vessels they were used to hunting. All ships, execute Operation Bulwark. Admiral Petrov's voice rang clear. Show them why you don't hunt in humanity's space. The battle began with a devastating display of coordination. Concordat sensors detected weak points in the Devourer's biomechanical armor, instantly relaying targeting data to human gunners. Rail guns and missile salvos struck with unprecedented precision, guided by technology far beyond Earth's current capabilities, but delivered with human-built reliability. The Devourers responded with their standard tactics, biological weapons designed to corrupt ship systems and destroy their crews. But human vessels, built to withstand Earth's most aggressive bacteria and viruses, barely noticed the attack. Their crews, evolved to fight off countless pathogens, remained unaffected. They're adapting, Tsar reported, his energy form flickering with concern, shifting their attack patterns to target our Concordat allies. Not happening, Chen responded. All Earth ships, close ranks around our allies. Let's show them what Earth-built armor can do. The human vessels moved with practiced precision, forming living shields around their more vulnerable allies. Devourer weapons slammed against titanium alloy plate, leaving scars but finding no vital weaknesses to exploit. But the enemy was learning. Their next wave attacked with electromagnetic pulses designed to disable electronic systems. Concordat ships began to falter, their advanced technology vulnerable to the assault. Switching to backup systems, Shen ordered as her own ship's advanced interfaces flickered. Show them why we keep the primitive technology around. Across the human fleet, crews switched to mechanical backup systems. Targeting computers gave way to manual calculations. Digital communications switched to radio. What the Devourers saw as technological regression was actually humanity's greatest strength, the ability to function without relying solely on advanced technology. Multiple breaches in defensive line gamma, Rodriguez reported. They're trying to reach the civilian shelters. Chen watched as 3 Devourer ships slipped through the formation, heading for the colony below. Sentinel actual to shelter defense teams. Show them what Earth Marines can do. On the ground, human Marines in powered armor stood ready. Unlike the Concordat's energy-based defensive systems, their armor was physical, hydraulics and reinforced plates that their Earth-evolved muscles could handle in Proxima's lighter gravity. When the Devourers launched their boarding pods, they found something they'd never encountered before: soldiers who could match their enhanced strength. "Ma'am," Rodriguez's voice held a note of excitement. "The Devourers' attack pattern. They're getting sloppy. Their coordination is breaking down." Tsar's energy form pulsed with realization. They operate like a hive mind, sharing tactical data instantly. But your backup systems, your physical armor, they can't predict what they can't hack, can't coordinate against what they can't understand. All ships, Chen broadcast, press the advantage. Show them what unpredictability looks like. The human fleet broke formation, each ship acting independently yet somehow maintaining cohesion. Rail guns fired from unexpected angles. Missiles approached from blind spots. Marines engaged in close-quarters combat that would have killed most alien species. The Devourers, used to fighting enemies they could analyze and predict, found themselves facing chaos incarnate. Hours later, As the last Devourer ships retreated into hyperspace, Chen stood in the colony's main square. Around her, human Marines helped Mindari civilians emerge from their shelters, while Concordat medical teams treated the wounded. The cost had been high. Several human ships destroyed, hundreds of casualties. But they had held. "You've changed everything." Ambassador Lyra's crystalline form shimmered with emotion as she approached. The Devourers have never retreated from chosen prey before, never failed to consume a targeted world. Chen watched as her crew worked alongside their alien allies, sharing food, trading stories, helping rebuild, because they never faced enemies who were stronger because of their adversity. Earth taught us that surviving in a harsh world doesn't make you cruel. It teaches you to protect others from the harshness you've already overcome. The victory at Proxima Centauri would be remembered as more than humanity's first major battle as galactic defenders. It was the moment when the galaxy learned that the very things that had made Earth a death world, its gravity, its pathogens, its weather, had forged a species uniquely suited to stand against the darkness. Not because they were the most advanced, but because they had learned to be strong enough to protect those who weren't. As the joint fleet began repairs and prepared for the inevitable counterattack, Chen knew that this was just the beginning. The Devourers would return, stronger and more adapted. But humanity would be ready, standing as a shield between the hunters and their prey, proving that being born on a death world had made them perfect guardians of life. The price of protection. 3 months after Proxima Centauri, Earth's orbital shipyards had transformed into a hub of galactic cooperation. Captain Chen watched from the observation deck of Space Station Aegis as human workers in heavy exoskeletons worked alongside floating Concordat engineers, integrating alien technology into Earth-designed warships. The Devourers have changed their tactics, Admiral Petrov's hologram reported during the Emergency Council meeting. They're no longer targeting civilian populations. They're hunting our shipyards, our defense installations. They're adapting. The tactical display showed the devastating results of the enemy's new strategy. 3 Concordat manufacturing worlds reduced to rubble. 2 human deep space outposts destroyed. The Devourers had learned from their defeat at Proxima Centauri, and their response was methodical and brutal. "They're trying to break our ability to defend others," Chen observed, studying the attack patterns. "Cut off our production of ships and weapons." Ambassador Lyra's crystalline form pulsed with worry. "We've detected a massive fleet gathering in the Orion Spur. Early estimates suggest over 5,000 vessels. They're not targeting civilian worlds anymore. They're coming for Earth itself." The room fell silent. Everyone understood the strategy. Earth had become the foundation of the galaxy's defense. If it fell, the rest would follow. "Let them come." Chen's voice was steel. "Earth has something they've never faced before. A planet full of beings evolved to survive against impossible odds, and now we have allies who can enhance our natural strengths." The preparation for Earth's defense showcased everything that made humanity unique. While Concordat engineers enhanced Earth's orbital defense grid with their advanced technology, human engineers ensured every system had mechanical backups. Alien medical specialists worked to improve human healing capabilities, while human doctors taught them the art of battlefield medicine developed through centuries of warfare. But the most significant development came from an unexpected source. Dr. Sarah Martinez, a bacterial geneticist from Buenos Aires, made a breakthrough while studying the Devourers' biological weapons. "Their bioweapons are like nothing we've seen," she explained to Chen and the Joint Defense Council. "They don't just attack bodies or systems. They try to rewrite them, convert them into extensions of the Devourer consciousness." But Earth's bacteria. She displayed a hologram of microscopic warfare. "Our bacteria fight back. Earth's microorganisms, evolved through millions of years of competition, were naturally aggressive. When Devourer bioweapons encountered Earth bacteria, they didn't just fail, they were actively destroyed. We can weaponize this," Martins continued, "not just to defend, but to attack. Turn their own strategy against them." The next few weeks saw the largest military buildup in human history. Every nation on Earth contributed everything they could to the defense. Russian heavy weapons platforms were enhanced with Concordat targeting systems. Chinese drone swarms were upgraded with alien AI that could still function on simple mechanical systems. American carriers became mobile hospitals and repair stations. The first wave of the Devourer fleet arrived on a Tuesday morning. Their initial biological attack, designed to soften Earth's defenses, met a wall of enhanced Earth bacteria that tore their weapons apart at the molecular level. Their electromagnetic pulses found systems designed to function even when completely unpowered. But the enemy had learned from previous defeats. Their second wave attacked with pure kinetic force. Masses of biomechanical material accelerated to relativistic speeds. Earth's orbital defense grid strained under the assault. Multiple impacts on the Atlantic defense sector. Rodriguez reported from his station on the Sentinel. New York shield grid is failing. London has taken heavy damage. Chen watched as Earth's defenders fought with everything they had. Human ships, now equipped with hybrid technology, engaged at point-blank range, where their superior durability gave them the advantage. Concordat vessels provided long-range fire support, their advanced weapons guided by human tactical instincts. The battle raged for 3 days. The Devourers, for the first time, showed signs of desperation. Their attacks became increasingly reckless as each strategy failed against humanity's combination of natural resilience and alien technology. But victory came at a terrible price. Multiple coastal cities had been devastated by impacts that got through the defenses. The orbital ring was in ruins. Thousands of human and alien defenders had died holding the line. In the aftermath, as combined human Concordat teams began the work of rebuilding, Chen stood in the ruins of New York's orbital tether, looking down at the scared but unconquered Earth. "We underestimated you again," Lyra said, approaching with Tsar. "Even knowing your strength, we didn't understand what it meant to be from a death world. Your people lost their homes, their cities, but they never stopped fighting." "Because we're not just fighting for ourselves anymore," Chen replied, watching as human construction crews worked alongside alien engineers to rebuild. "Earth taught us to survive anything. Now we're teaching others to do the same." The victory at Earth marked a turning point. The Devourers had committed a massive portion of their fleet to the attack, and its failure left them vulnerable. But more importantly, it proved that humanity's role as galactic defenders wasn't just about their physical strength or technological resilience. It was about their spirit, the unshakable determination forged by evolving on a world that constantly challenged them to adapt, to overcome, to protect. The Devourers had tried to break humanity's ability to defend others, but they had only succeeded in proving why Earth's children were the perfect guardians for the galaxy's more vulnerable species. As the reconstruction began, new ships were already being launched from the surviving shipyards. They carried not just weapons and armor, but a message to any who would threaten the galaxy's peace. The children of Earth stood ready, not as conquerors, but as protectors. And they would never, ever stop defending those who needed them. Rising together. 6 months after the Battle of Earth, the combined fleets of humanity and the Concordat assembled near the galactic core. Captain Chen, now Admiral Chen, stood on the bridge of the flagship Defiant, observing the largest military force ever assembled in known space. The intelligence provided by deep-range Concordat sensors was clear. The Devourers' main hive cluster had been located. After their failed assault on Earth, they had retreated to their central processing nodes to rebuild and adapt. But this time, humanity wasn't waiting for them to return. "All ships report ready," Rodriguez, now a commander, reported from his station. The holographic display showed over 10,000 vessels. Human warships with their distinctive heavy armor alongside sleek Concordat cruisers. But there was something new in the fleet. Hybrid vessels that combined the best of both civilizations. The Devourers created something they didn't expect. Ambassador Lyra observed from her station. "Not just an alliance, but a true fusion of our strengths." The new ships were marvels of engineering. Concordat crystal tech cores protected by layers of Earth-forged armor, biological computers with mechanical backups, weapons that combined human reliability with alien precision. But more impressive than the technology was the crew composition. Humans working alongside a dozen alien species, each bringing their unique strengths to the fight. All ships, battle formation. Chen ordered. Today we're not just defending. We're ending this threat once and for all. The fleet jumped into hyperspace, guided by Concordat navigation systems built to withstand the electromagnetic interference that had previously made targeting the Devourer home system impossible. As they emerged, the enemy's central hive cluster filled the tactical display, a massive structure of living metal and crystalline compounds that pulsed with malevolent energy. Multiple enemy contacts, Rodriguez reported calmly. They're launching everything they have. The Devourer response was immediate and massive. Thousands of biomechanical ships emerged from the structure, their forms twisted into new configurations. They had clearly been preparing for this confrontation, adapting their entire species to counter the Earth-Concordat alliance. They've modified their hulls. Tsar's energy form flickered with concern. Armor similar to Earth vessels. And their weapons. A blast of energy struck a nearby human ship, but instead of the expected electromagnetic pulse, it was pure kinetic force. The Devourers had abandoned their reliance on complex attack systems, adapting to match humanity's straightforward approach. They think copying our methods will save them, Chen said, a grim smile forming. Show them why Earth's strength isn't just in our technology or our bodies. The battle that followed would be studied for generations. The Devourers had indeed adapted, incorporating aspects of both human and Concordat technology into their forces. But they had missed the most crucial element, the spirit of cooperation that had made the alliance so effective. Human ships took devastating hits but refused to break formation, protecting their more fragile allies. Concordat vessels provided precise targeting data through the chaos of battle. The new hybrid ships demonstrated their worth, able to adapt tactics on the fly in ways the hive-minded Devourers couldn't predict. Their center is vulnerable, Rodriguez called out after hours of intense combat. The bacterial weapon is working. Their biological components are breaking down. Dr. Martinez's enhanced Earth bacteria, deployed by specially modified ships, was wreaking havoc on the Devourers' biological systems. The enemy had adapted their ships to be more like human vessels, but in doing so, they had made themselves more vulnerable to biological warfare. All ships converge on the central node, Chen ordered. Time to end this. The combined fleet pressed forward, every vessel moving with purpose. Human ships absorbed punishment that would have destroyed any other craft, while Concordat weapons struck with surgical precision at the weakening hive structure. The hybrid vessels demonstrated the true power of cooperation, using tactics that neither humans nor the Concordat would have developed alone. When the final assault began, it wasn't just a military victory. It was a testament to everything humanity had brought to the galaxy. The determination forged by Earth's harsh environment, the adaptability learned from surviving countless challenges, the understanding that true strength comes not from domination, but from protection. The Devourer hive cluster collapsed in a cascade of failed systems and broken connections. As the last enemy ships fell silent, Chen looked at her combined crew, humans working seamlessly alongside beings they would have once considered impossibly alien. It's over. Lyra's crystalline form pulsed with joy and relief. The Devourers are defeated. The galaxy is safe. Not just safe, Chen replied, watching as rescue and recovery ships already began moving to secure the battlefield. It's changing, growing stronger. In the years that followed, the discovery of Earth by the galactic community would be remembered not as a moment of fear when a Deathworld species joined the stars, but as the beginning of a new age. Humanity had proved that being born on a harsh world didn't make you cruel. It taught you to protect others from the harshness you had already mastered. The hybrid ships that had helped win the war became symbols of a new era of cooperation. Earth's shipyards continued to produce vessels that combined human durability with alien advancement. But now they were exploration ships, rescue vessels, and scientific craft. The strength that had made humanity such effective defenders was turned to pushing back the boundaries of known space. We never understood what a death world truly created, Lyra said to Chen during the victory celebration on Earth. Not just strong bodies or resilient minds, but spirits that knew how to turn survival into protection, adversity into advancement. Chen watched as human children played with young aliens in Earth's gravity, the off-worlders protected by new technology that humanity had helped develop. Earth taught us that everything trying to kill you makes you stronger, she replied. But it was the galaxy that taught us what to do with that strength. The story of humanity's rise from isolated Deathworlders to galactic defenders became legend, not for the battles they won or the technology they helped create, but for the simple truth they taught the galaxy, that the harshest worlds don't create monsters, they forge protectors. And in the vastness of space, there would always be a need for those who were strong enough to defend others. As new threats would eventually emerge from the darkness between stars, they would find not a scattered collection of vulnerable worlds, but a united galaxy anchored by the unwavering strength of Earth's children. For in teaching others how to survive, humanity had found its true purpose, not to conquer or dominate, but to ensure that life, in all its beautiful and fragile forms, would always have a shield against the darkness.